In a world of abundance, there exists a stark reality. 828 million people, or 10% of the world's population, go to bed hungry each night. The issue of hunger goes beyond a mere lack of food. It's a complex interplay of factors affecting lives on a global scale. Chronic hunger is not a problem with a one-size-fits-all solution. It's a complex web of challenges intertwined with poverty, market failures, and behavioral factors. Addressing it requires a nuanced understanding. Meet Savitri, a mother in rural India, who skips meals to ensure her children have enough to eat. Across continents, families like Savitri's grapple with the harsh realities of food insecurities. She lives in a world where she does not have the privilege to provide her and her family with an abundance of food, simply due to the economics of food distribution. Chapter 1: A Billion Hungry People, in the book Poor Economics by Abhijit Banerjee and Esther Duflo, examines the persistence of hunger and food insecurity faced by a significant portion of the global population. The authors explore the various factors and complexities surrounding this problem and discuss potential solutions and interventions. Poverty and hunger are inseparable companions. Many of the world's poor struggle to access sufficient nutritious food. The daily battle for survival often leaves little room for long-term planning. Now, let's explore the market dynamics that contribute to food insecurity. From disparities in food distribution to fluctuating prices, the challenges are manifold. Market failures exacerbate food insecurity, creating barriers for those in need. Disparities in food distribution, fluctuating prices, and limited access to markets further compound the challenges faced by individuals and families like Savitri's. Addressing these systematic failures requires a concerted effort from all stakeholders, including governments, businesses, and communities. Understanding these market dynamics provides a crucial framework for developing effective solutions. Yet, behavior factors also play a pivotal role in shaping food choices. Understanding behavioral factors is key. The psychology of decision-making in scarcity is a complex dance between limited resources and immediate needs. Understanding these aspects of food choices is critical. In environments of scarcity, individuals often face difficult decisions about how to allocate limited resources. This complex interplay of psychology and economics sheds light on the importance of providing not only food, but also the means for individuals to make informed, sustainable choices. I will now discuss some of the solutions that were described in Poor Economics. Number 1 was evidence-based solutions. Rigorous data and research provide the compass in our fight against hunger. The authors claim that evidence-based solutions not only allow us to better understand the causes and consequences of hunger, but also guide us in developing targeted and impactful interventions. This data-driven approach is essential in our fight against global hunger. Number 2 is localized interventions. What works in one place may not work in another. The authors believed that tailored and community-specific interventions are crucial. It is about understanding local dynamics and crafting solutions accordingly. This approach empowers communities to take charge of their own destinies and drive meaningful change. Number 3 is innovative approaches. Innovation is a beacon of hope in our battle against hunger. Programs like cash transfers and subsidized food distribution are reshaping the landscape, offering a lifeline to those in need. These forward-thinking approaches provide practical and immediate relief while also addressing the underlying structural issues that perpetuate food insecurity. Number 4 is the role of governments. Governments play a pivotal role in orchestrating systematic change. Through policy formulation, implementation, and oversight, they have the power to create environments that foster food security. Effective governance ensures that initiatives are not only well conceived but also effectively executed, creating a foundation for lasting progress. Lastly, Abhijit Banerjee and Esther Duflo emphasized that while immediate relief is crucial, sustained efforts are equally important. It is through a sustained commitment to systematic change that we can pave the way for a future free from the scourge of hunger. In conclusion, together we can rewrite this narrative. From policy reform to community engagement, the power lies in our hands. By working collaboratively, we can forge a path toward a more equitable and hunger free world. Thank you. In your opinion, how can economic policies be designed to address food insecurity and improve access to nutrition for vulnerable populations?
So the first thing is that economic policies, which are often designed at the center or by the national government, they need to take into account, let's say, for a country like India, a lot of regional variations. So different populations eat different foods. So you can't just maybe create a policy which may give, let's say, protein shakes to those population. It needs to be designed in their context. It's very important. It needs to be accepted by the family as something that they will, eat in regular life. I think the second thing also is that economic policies often come up, as we've seen in developing countries, with a lot of subsidy-based solutions. And those lead to incentives which could cause a lot of leakage, and the benefit never reaches the population. So you need to also think about how you might, for example, encourage more crop production in that region so that it becomes a more sustainable solution rather than just a subsidy.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
My next question for you is, from an economic perspective, how do you view the impact of hunger and malnutrition on a nation's human capital and workforce productivity?
Hunger and malnutrition is obviously a very, very debilitating impact on the population. It leads to stunted growth. It leads to a complete a very significant impact on younger and children and so on, which then can't even access education. So potentially in the different kind of impact, it's one of the most severe impact on the development of a nation. And developing countries must first, and that's why one of the first few sustainable development goals is around hunger and nutrition. Because in order for the nation to develop, that's the first thing they must address. It makes them weaker, more vulnerable to diseases, and leads to a total cost, economic cost, which may be far larger than just the malnutrition and hunger.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
You're welcome.